joined by Kaiserson. We had a quite the match, right?
Yeah, it was quite a good match. Endpoint versus London Esports. Team Endpoint edging it over against their rivals. And hopefully we'll have a good match this time.
Yeah, that was one of the more anticipated ones, but that was like the heavy hitters, people everyone's familiar with, and I'm more excited for these kind of smaller ones. We have, who is it coming up? Leisure versus Envictus?
That is true. We already seen Envictus play today against Avenue. They played quite well. Obviously, second half, Avenue destroyed them. Took control of the map and won outright. And then now we get to see how Team Leisure does. They did previously win against their opponents, which was the Dutch team, which I can't remember from the top of my head.
Is it Sector 1?
Sector 1, that's it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that one. I think it was 13-5 talking to Kajay after. And a lot of people, everyone here expected to do well, but Sector 1 was one of those kind of dark horses that people weren't too surprised if they were to even last minute come in here and kind of stomp the opposition, but gives me some confidence in this next one. Do you know much about this team with Reese and Headbanger and people like that?
Well, I know each of the guys quite personally. I spoke to Headbanger a little bit today, this morning. Reese, he's a good friend of mine, and he's been playing quite well today, apparently. He played really well against Sector 1. Now, we also have Regex, who used to be an ex-teammate of his back in Budapest.
Okay.
And he's also a very capable player, and then you just have some French powerhouses, Mylant and...
Fucker.
Yes.
Yeah. Love that one. I saw the back of his jersey. I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. He's pretty confident about it. So excited to watch him play. Hopefully we spectate him a bunch, see him get some clips, because I could definitely release some rage and really enunciate that one. But yeah, I'm excited to jump into this one as things are kicking in. This will be both teams, I believe, either second or third game. So everyone warmed up, not just in the aim map. Their kind of brains are going, probably a couple Red Bulls deep at this point. And really, the games have been pretty close at this point. I think it's gone at least 20, 22 rounds on each map. Do you think this is going to be similarly as close?
It is definitely measured up to be in that case. Envictus, they are very capable. We saw how well they did do in the first half against Avenue. The question is, can they edge that over against Team Leisure? And this is the first time I actually get to watch Team Leisure myself.
Yeah.
So it's a new thing for me.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they do well, because they are a very capable team from what I heard. They've been doing pretty well in the Open. They made it to playoffs so far. Hopefully they can do something,
I'm not too familiar with all these European teams. Obviously, I know the bigger ones, but in each game, we've kind of had that individual player step up, like Lifer and then Replan last game. Who were you looking to in this matchup to be that player? Is it just, it could be anyone, or is there someone specifically that stands out?
I think you're gonna love this.
No.
Yeah.
Fucker?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Online, he's been very, very good. He's always the one to step up for Team Leisure from what I've seen. And he's obviously going to try and dominate Surfer with a name like that.
Yeah. And so is Mylant new to the team, or was there a roster change, or has he been with them for a while?
So Mylant's come in for Scav, because Scav was unable to come here.
Okay.
So Mylant's taking his place during this tournament. He's also a very capable French player. He's been doing some bits in the scene. He's played for some French teams in the past. He was previously with Pardon My French, and they did quite well in some of the Blitzkrieg battles. Hopefully he can do something here on Team Leisure.
Yeah. I'm excited. Obviously, it's best of ones all today, so we're probably going to see some of those more puggy maps. We saw Coastal already. Manor, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Liberation, but I'm excited for the best of threes tomorrow. We get some of those bands coming out. We're bound to see a Vanguard or a Derailed or maybe Invasion at some point if it works out that way. But I'm excited to see, because a lot of these maps you can run through kind of brainless, or where everyone's going to peak, or it feels, puggy at sometimes, but I really want to see the nades come out on those maps like Derailed and even Vanguard. I don't see the most grenades in that, but...
Yeah, and talking about a team which has nades for Vanguard, London Esports, which we just saw, has some pretty good nades, but now we're finally getting to the knife between these two teams. And we're going to find out who chooses on what side. Obviously, everyone wants to try and start an Axis. It just allows you to get the momentum up. We've seen each time teams start an Axis, they haven't really been doing well, from what I remember.
Right. And we are back on Coastal. So we've been seeing a lot of A hits on Coast, a lot of just kind of work the default and then slowly going that way. Is that just kind of the standard, that slow default play? And then I know in NA it's throw your heads to the ground and sprint through the smoke, try to get there. We'll play numbers, but it seems like these are all much more reserved play styles.
Yeah, it's definitely a trait which most teams have. They try and play slow on this map, especially this map where a lot of it is just aim chill. So you try and limit the amount of angles with smokes, try and take map control and try and get to the site that you want to get to. Like we saw with Avenue, they consistently went towards 8, but not necessarily fast. They went this slow, went top red, get red control, and then they got mid control and eventually took A. And of course, Envictus helped in the fact that they mostly didn't play on the site itself like some players do.
And maybe the curse of Coastal here. We have a little pause here, as I think shouldn't be a long one. Just waiting for the players. Yeah. Oh, this is Vito here.
It could be. We don't have to chat, but
that's what Dark was
Dark's nodding.
Us. Oh, well, there you go. So maybe not Coastal.
Maybe not.
Well,
talking about Coastal.
Yeah, you guys just got a good rundown of Coastal. I'm sure we'll see it again. We'll probably have this same conversation throughout the entire weekend, but you know.
Yeah. So we're just probably going to just wait until we find something. Maybe we went and jumped the gun a little bit too early on this game, I would say. But it should be definitely a great one to watch. Like, looking at the Envictus lineup now, you got some names, and obviously one of them, Samuel G, finally picked his name. He's no longer new master 69, wasn't it?
New master's left the building. We got Samuel G in there. Maybe serious things up a little bit. Like, hey, come on, let's frag out. The went down in that first game, so looking to step it up and get some better seeding for the playoffs when it does happen.
Yeah, Samuel G definitely stepped up some massively, and you saw him pick up the scope. Maybe have some more success in this match up to try and use the scope. 2-minute break, we've been told. And I'm just getting a shake from the head from our producer. This producer is really, really not great, but we're going to have a little break now as we try and sort this out, try and get into the game as fast as possible, and hopefully see some great battalion.
What's going on? Looks like vetoes are done, and we're now on Derailed knifing for side.
Yes, and an interesting knife, as we can see.
Some strats coming out.
The Axis decided, which is Envictus, decided to go through B instead of going down mid, and then Leisures decided to do some parkour for the style knife round.
And now, how does that work? So if there's one alive and there's one on the other team, who determines who wins the knife round?
Well, that won't happen because we'll be here for an hour.
I was going to say, if we go for an hour, I'm getting up and leaving. But if it were to happen.
Well, if it's 1-to-1, I think it's random.
Random?
Yeah.
Well, Niels takes it anyways, but still. Would be interesting to see. I think if someone on the other team wasn't coming, I'd just, you know, walk over to their computer and press the mouse for them, make them jump down. But
Do the /kill command.
so this is Axis-sided through and through.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, they have selected Axis side on Derailed, finally getting onto the map. And a map which we haven't seen yet, Derailed. An interesting map to say the least. Most teams don't like to play this just because of the meta of this map, which is just lob nades down mid. It's an interesting one, but it'll be interesting to see how Envictus go about this. They didn't actually opt to buy a nade. They used a quarter smoke instead. And of course, a bunch of smokes on the side of Leisure, and it does seem like they're heading towards the A site.
Yeah, so that's going to be the first one to make contact here and sees them all cross as they are just smoking off Graveyard and getting straight on here. Should be a free plan as they get here before Fancy does. May be able to get one of these kills, but it's going down behind that safe pillar, and the through the smoke shots from Samuel G not working through Grave. They do team up to get one kill, and now up to a 5v4. Some of these players just not going down as Fancy's low, but does at the end. Now Mylant left alone in a 1v4, has to get 4 frags and get this bomb, or try to stop the bomb from getting defused. Cannot, as they all peek at the same time. So first round will go to Envictus, a team ace.
Team
and
ace, yeah.
Bomb does go down.
And it was an interesting round from Leisure. They played it right. They smoked mid, made sure team makes the opponents not know where they're going. And then Envictus helped them slightly from not combating them when they ran down A. And then they smoked off Grave. I think they also smoked off Connect at one point as well. So they, at that point, they was doing fantastic. And then post-blunt, they just wasn't able to hit their shots, wasn't able to get the frags. Whereas Envictus, great retake, gained the frags, and then obviously gained the defuse and the round. Then that's actually allowed them to get that STG out.
Yeah, second round, and we'll see him playing over on B, I believe. Looks like he may be trying to get up onto that half wall and does get the first kill with it already. So important kill onto Rejects, opening this up early, making it a 4v5 for the Allies, trying to take one of these sites as they have dropped bomb. It's a full carbine buy, and they only have 1 smoke left, so going to expect them to play pretty slowly. See Mylan on the other side of the map, maybe trying to work a pick over onto Sus if he shows his head too much, but no, Sus jumps down the stairs and actually gets it. So a huge kill, but may see another gunfight going down mid here.
Oh, I don't think Mr. Efferman will fancy that, but Fancy's the one which fancies it and gets that frag, and now it's Nil's turn to try and hold this defense, and he falls back while his teammate takes charge with an SMG, which I actually like that switch.
Yeah, and with the STG, you don't want to go down. Even if your teammate can pick it up, you might as well just play it safe and let him save it, but Headbanger getting some damage, and Samuel G going to pick up this kill back Cinema, so now left alone in a 1v5. Cannot do it, and a good cleanup from Envictus. Don't drop a single player, and once again, another team ace, so 2 kills across the board for them as their economy starts to pile up, and it's one of the more important factors on this map. You want to have these nades. They've gotten past without them, but it's going to be harder and harder as some teams, if you don't throw those mid nades, they can be in couch before you're even on site, so
exactly.
Going to expect to start seeing them come out nearly every round.
But this is actually quite interesting from Leisure. At this point, you would normally see a team fall by at third round. They've actually opted to go for a half buy again, opting to use Carbine, some utility, but saving most of their coins. This tells me that they want to go for the higher weapons, you know, M1 Garand, some scopes.
Right.
Go for those high dealing, high risk weapons and sus.
You think they may have mismanaged their money there? If they should be able to buy here on this third round if they didn't, they maybe bought too much utility or something like that, as they are on a default, but a trade did come out and a nade kill picked up, I believe, Rejects pretty early, so 4v4, and I maybe give the advantage to Leisure here, so they do have to split, and you see it's just 2v2 on both sides of the map right now. Reese going to try to peek out here on Couch and goes down. Josus and his, no, actually just him picking that up.
Now Headbanger, he's going to be the next one to point contact, and he does spot the player, but he doesn't manage to hit the headshot. I thought for sure that was going to be a headshot to Nils. Nils must consider himself slightly lucky there, but it's Fancy who's going to meet some players. MP44, this is the prime position. He gets the first kill onto Mylan. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. Oh my god, there's even a third for him. Just lining up one by one.
Huge round for him. It was a patient play, gets the first, runs back around, and 4 kills for him there on the round. And another for Envictus, and now we see the guns coming out. You were saying they might be heavy hitters, but we only really see 1 scope. You'd like to think that maybe
But look at the utility.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of utility.
Maybe to stop them from getting on B side, if they throw some nades from the cars back here to secret an entrance to the site, maybe stop them and try to do it fast. But I'm interested to see what he can do with the scope on this round.
Exactly, and it'll be interesting to see what Samuel G here is. He's looking to go aggressive through smoke, but look at Allies. They also seem to be thinking the same thing. As there is one player on top of Tank, and it's Mylan who falls first. Can't even see what's happening with this action with the smoke.
Yeah, Samuel been playing just inside of that, kind of threw a nade up in the air, but didn't find anything. Headbanger going to walk up this Cinema upper area and can maybe get some damage done, as they both seem to have fallen off of it. Reese trying to entry and does get that kill onto Samuel G. So the trades are coming out. Leisure down in a 3v4. That scope hasn't really been put to use yet. And we see the bomb maybe kind of rotating over towards A. It looked like it was going to be a full B take, but they have slowed it down and are just playing for picks right now. Headbanger not able to get this kill, and he's going to strafe in. Does actually find him and traces him very well. So the headshot coming in handy. Now it's a 3v3. 45 seconds left, so Leisure have some time to work with if they want to ferry that bomb back, but need to start doing something. Reese still on the other side of the map, going to run into Sus here, and Sus gets the kill as he has a scope in his hands. So up to Headbanger and Fucker to try to get this round done.
Yeah, at this point they need to try and work together and try and get things done. They're quite spread out, doing their own things, trying to find some sort of action. That smoke from Headbanger reload, that's going to give them some time, gives them some space on that B site, but we need to see Headbanger push a little bit more, try and get some control for himself. And that's exactly what he's doing right now, covering his teammate as the plant will be finalized.
Yeah, the smoke was a bit early, so he's not going to be able to get off site. He gets the first kill on the Fancy, but Niels is their secret to find him, so a little bit too slow, and I think it came to bite them in the behind. So Envictus going up 4-0, that was a pretty big investment in that round for Leisure, and didn't really make much of it.
Bomb defused.
Almost another team ace, actually.
Almost, yeah. We're checking the scoreboard here, and it's pretty even across the board for Envictus, but just not many frags coming out for the side of Leisure. Maybe if they can't figure out what's going on, take a pause for a second and maybe just eco run to a site together, at least get bombed down or reset and figure out what's going on, because
so far they've been trying to go quite slow and methodical, but they haven't really been working more towards team. You see individuals doing something, so you saw Headbanger go up into heaven, and you saw Reese push down A long, and then you also had two players die early on, which obviously didn't help their chances when they finally have a gun round. They need to try and make these gun rounds work a little bit better. And they are seeing some action as Rejects falls once again. Not having much luck.
They're trying to hit B here, and they slowed down maybe a little too much. Reese is getting killed. Fancy picks up one, picks up the second with, oh no, Niels gets that with the help from Fancy. So they're not looking at these angles that you'd expect a team to play, and they're paying for it. 2v5 as Mylan's stuck in couch, going to get flanked here by Samuel G. Can't pick up the kill and gets some damage, but Mylan's between a rock and a hard place. He's got one player on one side and someone PK on the other. Samuel G getting taken low, and Headbanger goes down. So 5-0 heading into the 6th round. Leisure, it's not like they've been saving or really coming all that close. They've gotten bombed down a few times, but I don't think Envictus has had less than 3 players on the map at all times. Yeah,
and Envictus looking very, very strong, very dominant, and they've been using their utility quite well, using the smokes to delay and confuse the enemy, like you saw that round when they did push on site. Yellow made a mistake not checking all the corners, but they didn't check all the corners because of the smokes and the confusion that happened.
Sus over here along with the scope, not quite going to get anything, and they're going to actually meet in the middle of the map as tries to run through but can't quite find it. Samuel G does get traded out for it, and one more pushing through the smoke. Fancy maybe hurt him? Should have, but Rejects is all the way pushed up mid, so could potentially get some damage done if he's able to flank all the way. Mylan, meanwhile, going to try to find this kill on Sus if he finds the timing, and may work in his favor. It does. Sus goes down with the scope on A, and that may just be the call to bring bomb back, but on the other side, Fancy's all the way pushed up through mid. Weird round trying to figure out who's going where, as there's going to be a fight here. Back Cinema. Fancy maybe going to win that, as he does. Rejects, meanwhile, kills Niels as he was pushed up so close, but Joe Zeus trades that out, and now a 2v1. Mylan killing Sus over on the A side of the map, so the call may come out that he was on that flank, but has a lot of ground to cover in these 40 seconds. Either get both kills or at least get the bomb down.
Yeah, that's the real thing. They have to get the bomb, and I believe Envictus know exactly where that bomb is. You see Fancy hovering around the area where the bomb was dropped, and Mylan trying his best, but he's missing his shots. Not the time to miss in a round like that, so it will be 6-0 to Envictus. And they just seem like nothing's going to stop them. And the most interesting thing about this is it's not just one player doing all the work. Every single player is stepping up massively, which is very different from what we saw in the first game of Envictus against Avenue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating to see for Leisure. It looks like they've been trying things, but it's just not there. And Envictus is just taking advantage of that. 6-0, and they're already happy with this half. Sus missing that shot very close to the smoke, and would maybe want to see him try to go A or something. B is very obviously not working, as Fancy's been playing close to couch, and I think it's Niels playing with the STG on secret. So they looks like they are going to try to take A. We do have Samuel G there playing along with the STG. Does see them come out, not going to take any of these shots, just going to wait for them to start going. Gets the first, can't pick up the second, actually goes down, so not quite enough done for him there. We do have one player in Grave, and he goes down as well, so this should be a site take. Sus playing a very close angle. I don't think they know he's there on site. Maybe going to walk up, but he should be able to plant this bomb behind the corner. Meanwhile, Rejects does peek through and gets very aggressive, strafing by, is able to make his way back, so just gotta win these gunfights. Need to get at least one more kill. Sus is still alive on site with that scope. It's seen through it though, so Headbanger finds his kill and the bomb is being planted now. So a little bit of a strange round and some strange interactions as it turns into a 2v2 as Rejects picks it up. Now left to Niels, left alone on site, almost flicks to him, looking for a headshot here, can't quite find it as the teammate is lurking around. Just not the timing here for Niels. Can't get either of them, so teaming together for that round that they so desperately needed. Headbanger and Rejects teaming together, both of them with 5 kills combined.
Yeah, great round from Headbanger. They got the bomb planted, delayed so much on site, taking out Sus, the most important kill, and then getting that final kill after the player ran out of bullets. And finally, the first round on the board for Leisure. Let's see if they can try and chain these rounds together, try and get as many as they can. Mylan getting Emerald Grind, so does Fuckerman. Reese with the bar.
I think Samuel G just got tagged by his teammate there.
I think he did.
It happens. And it looks like it's going to be another try towards B as we actually get a kill onto the Axis, which hasn't happened much. Fancy laying on the other side of that smoke, going to change positions and hears them through. It is getting tagged up, but no one's committing to spraying, and he gets a second kill. Joe Seuss, meanwhile, picks up 2 of his own. So left alone now is Fuckerman in a 1 versus 4, just kind of sprinting down and through the map. We do have Samuel G with the scope and can't quite get up in time to get the dive onto him. So 7-1, snapping right back is Envictus.
Yeah, they onto straight back. They charged B once again, and it comes back to the smokes that Envictus used. They used the smokes quite effectively. Leisure just running in, dying one by one, no one trading, and the round's over at that point.
Right.
Now we're finally seeing a tactical timeout. I presume this is from Leisure due to the fact that losing so many rounds in a row on the allies and just not getting any ground. They need to try and switch things up. Maybe go slow pace. They have been trying a lot of fast pace movement and it just hasn't been working. And with the slow pace, you just need to make sure you don't die early on to try and get that map control. And that's what I would like to see them do from now on.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of the timeout, but it's just kind of what they can do. 1, it's to help them slow down and strap, but 2, to take the momentum away from Envictus, maybe get them to sit back in their chairs a little bit and relax. But we're just going to jump straight into it. A pretty short pause there, not too much time other than, hey boys, let's get it together and figure this stuff out. So that looks like it is going to be what happens. No nade kills coming out early, so good for Leisure to not go down to a man advantage. But Sus just playing such a tight angle, should get this kill easily, and he does. A nice headshot on the Mylan. May get a little over aggressive if he peeks that alt A, as Niels is holding that with the STG. Goes for the wall bang, doesn't tag him, and is baited out. So really well done from both of them to get that frag. And they're going to now just sprint straight to A site. Samuel G maybe a little late to get there before the bomb starts going down. It does go against a close angle. Misses his car shot on the back of the site there, and he knows he's not going to peek while he's planning, just getting tagged up and needs to try to get out of alive, but Headbanger, I think, sees his arm as the smoke comes out. So a 3v3. Leisure in a good position, and Rejects peeks out with the car. One shot on the Fancy. A nice headshot from Joseph. Headbanger with another of his own, and Leisure are looking really good after this timeout.
Yeah, and it's back to the 2 players which won the round previously in the same sort of fashion. Headbanger and Rejects. Rejects getting 2 entry frags with Headbanger, and then Headbanger finishing things off, getting those car kills. But the main kill, which I think let them down on Envictus, is Sus. He did not have to wide peek in that situation. He could have just hold his angle every single day. But because he wide peeked into 2 players at that point. Even if you hit your first shot, you're dead.
Yeah, it's a classic bait and switch there. He thought there was one, thought he could get the jump on him, but little did he know his teammate was right there, and that's exactly how you have to do it. That being said, Samuel G already goes down on A again, so this might be a similar push to last time as they are making their way up, and looks like it may be A, the weak spot, but Reese just checking everything in mid, and they are going to push through Cinema here. maybe a little too aggressive. Leisure may decide to actually walk this back after their default hold and may find someone getting a little too close or a little too comfortable being in their spawn, but Envictus playing very slowly on this round, aside from Niels playing close up.
Talking about people playing slowly, Leisure also playing quite slow. Most of them still around the car area. Only one person just pushing up into top cinema now, clearing it out. He spots a player and he just decides to bail. Did not want to take that duel on his own.
So just going to hear a nade come out, and they're going to try to take this B site, and this is a strange entry for them. They're kind of throwing smokes and just playing on the other side of it. 40 seconds left, and they only have 2 players to kill. Another smoke comes out into that B entrance position, and they're going to try to start jumping. Reese turns at the last second, so is not going to see that Niels is there playing at that kind of garbage area. Joe Seuss also on the ground, so 2 SMGs with a lot of work cut out for him. So it's baited out, and the first shot goes down. Joe Seuss needs to get more than just this if he wants to stop the bomb from being planted. Only 18 seconds left, and he does get traded out, so the rotate now comes in. Fancy and Sus left with a lot of work to do, but no set nades or retake nades or anything. So really looking good for Leisure here. Fancy not able to get that kill through the smoke, and Sus is going to pull up back and come behind him, try to get some type of spray onto site. Just waiting for him to come up. Crosshair's in the right spot, just needs to see this smoke fade. Got to stand up and does spot him, gets the headshot. Really well played from him.
Beautiful headshot from Sus, and now that's allowing Fancy to push in a little bit more, but there's that key player, which is Fuckerman in broken wall, but it's Reese who actually gets that frag with the Thompson, leaving Sus, and at this point I would just say save instead of wasting your life, which he does and falls. Now it's 7-3 to Leisure. They're finally getting some momentum, finally getting some rounds on the board. And looking at the kills, Headbangery at the top with 10. On the other side you see Fancy and Joe Zeus 13 and 12.
Yeah,
both.
they're fragging, man. The thing that I was mentioning earlier about those nades and the utility coming out is now that the economy's not all that strong for Envictus, we're going to check their buy here, and I don't think they really have all that many nades. They have 0, so they can't necessarily stop the mid push from coming out, and looks like they're going to take complete advantage of that as they're crossing fast to Cinema. First time we're going to be able to see Headbanger get there quick, and then maybe able to open up a free kill or get them on site, but that being said, Joe Sosa is going to push through that couch area and kill Rejects before he gets there, so maybe Headbanger I can use this to you know, his advantage, getting up in Cinema very early, make some noise and maybe trying to bait something, but not too much getting done from that already.
Yeah, he does still have a smoke, so he could have smoked double doors if he chooses to, or even Secret. Now they have that information. The guy's Secret and Reese. Beautiful headshot. Absolutely amazing, and that's what you want to get when you're having an entry. Get your momentum up, have some confidence. As Niels only really players there. Fancy's getting smoked off. This is going to allow Niels to try and do something. He has to do a lot in this position, but luckily he's got teammates coming from the flank straight away.
Trying to entry on. Reese gets another kill, and they're actually going to run this bomb all the way through A. I love this play. They did notice that those 2 players were rotating all the way through tank, and they were a little too fast for their own good, as this is going to essentially be a free plant. Reese's going to stay and maybe try to pick up Samuel G if he's not too quick to rotate, but on the other end of things, Sus is going to run straight there, so 2 1v1s going to happen here. Reese's got to play very smart, because if he dies, his teammate is left in a 1v2 retake, and it's planted for Grave here, not in the best spot, but just going to waste time. Reese really needs to get this frag on the spawn area.
Yeah, he's going to have that information, and he will get that frag, leaving Sus alone. And now his teammate, Mylan, has gone to Grave. Just giving him a little position to work with. And Sus is just waiting for someone to show themselves. He doesn't realize Mylan, of course, is in Graveyard. At one point, he's going to realize no one's actually in church. I'm just going to smoke and defuse, which is exactly what he's doing. Just needs to get the timing, and no one can find the spot. But Mylan finally finds it and gets that 4th round on the board. And what a round from Reese.
Yeah, man, that flick was incredible.
Yeah.
1 tap over on that white box. That's got to feel good.
It's got to feel good. It was absolutely beautiful. He's got to be happy with himself. I would imagine he probably stood up, said some stuff to the Envictus guys who's just right on the other side of them.
Sit down, maybe, something like that. Maybe some profanity, but you never know. And it looks like this timeout really worked. We're going into the last point of the half, and Leisure are looking to close this out, hopefully get 5 rounds and make this a lot more even. They have a full buy, they have full utility, and they're going to take another B hit. Looks like they've kind of figured it out and found out where Fancy plays and where Niels has played, and they've been able to shut it down pretty well. That being said, Josus gets 2 kills immediately, and he's just racking them up on this map. think he's up at 16 or 17 at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised, as Jesus has just been this staple on the speed defense. Even when the rounds they did lose, he's always the one which is getting at least 1 or 2 kills, trying to stop them. Now Headbangery's in a tough situation, and Sus will take him out.
Poor timing. Sus already flanked all the way through on this side of the map, and he's going to actually get Fucker Man as well. So really aggressive play, and Mylan's looking to do something, but he cannot. So Envictus do close it out with a heavy advantage going 8-4, but as you were saying, and I think everyone, this is a pretty Axis-sided map. I think Leisure could have used their nades better, throwing them off those cars in the spawn. You can stop them from getting through Secret.
Yeah.
You can stop them from getting through Sight, and we didn't see that a single time. I think if we see, I don't know if it happens with many of these European teams, but some of those NA teams really know those nades well enough where if you throw them, you can get to couch before they're able to get to Sight. If you're breaking the economy enough where they can't throw the mid nades, and it can just turn into a momentum swing. So maybe we'll see Envictus throw more of those set nades on the B site, but not yet, as they have 1 smoke, and nothing's gone down yet, which makes me think they're probably going to go B and just smoke that entrance.
Yeah, as the smoke goes down for Leisure, he's going to delay him slightly further. Samuel G, ballsy play, trying to go for a quick headshot, but it's actually Reese who gets the first headshot. But he managed to get a refrag straight away, and in fact, Envictus just getting all the frags all of a sudden. As now it is a 3 versus 2 in favor of Envictus.
And they're actually going to run straight to A. Headbanger I should get able to get this kill, and no. Twitches back at the last second, and meanwhile Niels is just sprinting straight to Sight. They know that one of the other players is still playing up top in, he was Cinema, so now he's rotating back through, and just have to find at least one of these. Oh, a nice headshot. Really good tracking coming out. But regardless, goes down. Envictus going up 9-4, and that's got to be scary if you're Leisure. They were coming back for a second, but they're going to be broke here playing on the Axis side. Yeah,
especially on a map where you need that economy. You need those nades to try and delay that push. You need those smokes. Like you saw Envictus, they used their smokes so well on the B side to delay Leisure and force them into their own mistakes. Question is, how can Envictus answer back? And Samuel G going for that scope like we talked about before.
Yeah, actually peeks mid there, and not surprised, but doesn't really expect there to be a nade, and there wasn't one. He's going to try to go hold down this Cinema and just peek these angles one by one. While his team works over towards A, Samuel G does see maybe some feet go back through. Fancy gets his kill onto Rejects, and they're going to just come through in full force. Headbanger not able to get that frag, and they're just going straight to A. Jesus picks up his own, and they're kind of split. They're doing a 3-2, so they can hold down mid. Have to make sure that they don't go down to anyone here, and they're not. Reese's left alone trying to get something here. Does get the bomb planter before it goes down, so at least going to stop that, but can't find that same one tap he had earlier. 10-4 scoreline.
And again, quite similar kills in that round from Envictus, and they've been doing this well when they have stepped up, all of them, to get kills across the board, and it's not just one player. And that's what Leisure is kind of lacking at the moment, like team organization. They're not really working well as a team. You saw some moments where you saw Headbangery and Rejects work well as a team, baiting out players. You also saw some moments where they played off each other really well, but you need to see the rest of the team coordinate like that. They need to go in together, get these frags, and use these nades efficiently.
There's some damage coming out, but Samuel G not quite going down there, and already a man advantage again for Envictus. It's not the spot you want to be in if you're Leisure. Fancy trying to win that gunfight, and he's sitting up at 19 kills this game, really turning it on compared to the match that we saw on Coastal. And Fucker Man looking for that headshot, just not able to find it. Has to fall all the way off, which means they should be able to get up from this couch position onto Sight. Up to him to stop that from happening, but the smoke's going to come out. Not sure if he's going to get the angle, and he gets the first kill onto Sus, jumps out and gets this. No, cannot get the second, as Josus trades it out, and Mylant maybe going to try to prone and crawl through this smoke. Someone going to run maybe right into his crosshair.
All them right opposite each other, just waiting to see what happens. He finally sees him, but the smoke fades just too late. He does manage to get one before he gets taken down by Samuel G, who's on his 3rd kill with the scope, leaving Headbangery alone in a 1 versus 2. Both of these players opposite one another, one going all the way to top Cinema. I like this play, especially since Headbangery has no smoke to play with and doesn't even need it. Jesus getting that final frag, but what a round from Samuel G.
Yeah, Envictus kind of putting on a show here. We've, not to count Leisure out, but we've seen a lot of closer games, Envictus included in their earlier one, but Leisure's just falling pretty quick here. 11-4 as we head into the 16th round, and Leisure just got to do something different, man. They need to throw some type of nades over mid and get aggressive in couch, or peek through that side hall on A, or just do something, because whatever they're doing is not working, and it seems like they're trying to force it, but they got to change it. They got to figure that out. The timeout worked earlier. You would wish if you were them, they had another one to call, but they don't. They just got to figure it out on the fly. Samuel G getting taken so low 2 rounds in a row here, but just refusing to go down.
Yeah, and going off from that point, it's just they've been trying to do the same thing and not adapting to what they're seeing from Envictus, and Envictus is just adapting every step of the way. They're playing this very well, and like right now, they adapted. They're waiting to see what Leisure is going to throw at them.
Right. Rejects waiting to see someone walk through his crosshair. I think he did see someone, and that's going to be Niels on the other team. Ooh. 2 frags come out back-to-back, so that's going to do it for them. They're going to pick up this bomb and maybe try to work A, as it looks like Sus is all the way pushed up and through, so should have maybe a free entry to the site unless Fancy gets taken down. He is spotted but does not die, and actually going to decide to walk all the way through. I think that's going to be a call for Sus maybe to walk all the way Grave and find it, but the calls come out. You look at the minimap in red, Leisure is just starting to swarm all the way over Statue and through the spawn. Sus not able to get the kill, and at least holding down the front of site so they can get the bomb down safely. Headbanger gets his frag, and the bomb stopped being planted, and it does not look good here for Envictus. They have another nade they can throw out on the site. Yeah, they just both go down. Headbanger, he's really been picking up kills. It feels like every round he's gotten 2, 3, 2, 3, and starting to rack up some kills on this board.
Yeah, he's on 14 kills, and most on anyone else on his team. Closest is Reese, 8 kills. Then you look on the other side, Fancy and Jesus both on 19, and we haven't really talked about Fancy much in this game. He's just been getting like 1 kill here, 1 kill there, just consistently.
Yeah, we see Niels down there. He only has 6, but has 6 assists as well. We've seen him playing with that STG, so just cleaning up his teammates' frags on B, which is equally as important. And yeah, it looks like they're actually going to go fast to B, and this is what I was saying. They can get to couch very quick, but they're just refusing to go through this smoke, which means Reese is able to get into a favorable position, sees ahead, and he's basically here for free, so that map control gaining wasn't all that great. Samuel G is going to try to enter with the scope, gets the first kill onto Fuckerman, and jumps out. Going to wait to see if anyone peeks, but no, Rejects gets him, I believe, maybe through the smoke. Not sure where from, but they're just going to smoke site and sprint straight to it, hopefully plant this bomb. Reese spraying a little too low, actually, and bomb goes down, finally gets the kill onto Fancy with a little bit of a lucky headshot. Mylan picking up the car, and 2v4 post-plant hold. Not the easiest post-plant, but, you know, doable and something they need to do. Otherwise, this is going to match point. Sus playing in the smoke. Does see someone on the edge of it. And just so patient, not moving his mouse at all. Gonna get the first kill, taking a little bit. Gets the second kill onto Rejects, tries to jump and cannot find it. Now Neil's left alone in a 1v1. Gonna jump around the corner, he knows exactly where he is. Tries to wide peek it and cannot pick it up. Mylan, oh, what a frag. Keeping them in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's 11-6. That would have put them onto match point if Envictus won, if Sus won that round for his team. And it is a team ace from Leisure, but what a fantastic round from Sus there. Again, those 2 quick kills right at the end there, and then he did 4 in the end, and his teammate gave 1 and then went to a 1 versus 1. It's a little bit too unfortunate, especially since Leisure did actually play that well up to that point, where they kept each other alive, watched each other's backs, hold nice angles, and didn't go for anything too aggressive, just hold passive behind the smokes, waiting for the mistakes of Envictus.
Yeah, they definitely made the best out of a pretty bad situation there, from a 2v4 into a 1v1, and they do have bomb down, and as I was saying, and you were saying, it's what they need to do to keep themselves off match point, and they do it well, so maybe a couple more of those in a row and get the economy going and stop the other team from gathering up too much money, but Violent doing it, and same with Fuckerman, both with cars over on this site. You get some guns into their hands, and they start showing up a little bit more. Who would have guessed?
Just needed those powerhouse weapons, STGs and cars, as Headbanger will get his first kill of this round. And delaying that A push at this point, you're going to see Leisure start rotating as the bomb will start coming down. Yeah,
another 2v4, and kind of up to Samuel G here to help his teammate. Does have the scope and graveyard, so does get the first one. And Joseph maybe not in the best position for this post plant, playing in the back of the church. Samuel G needs to get another one before they start entering on the site and start trading him off, but they're not really giving him anything as of yet. They're going to try to come up through this kind of mud alternative style mid, and Samuel G peeks wide, gets the kill onto Mylan, making it a 2v2. He's going to peek back around and gets the third onto Fuckerman. Samuel G just winning this round, and as I said it, Joe Seuss not in a good position. He just comes through. Samuel G with a huge 3K. Another 2v4, but Envictus take it this time.
Yeah, and on the back of Samuel G's great shots with the scope. Of course, Joe Seuss was just waiting in altar room, just let Samuel G do his thing. And Samuel G did his thing, getting 3 quick kills with the scope, just making sure that he got 1 versus 1s. And then, of course, that last kill, jumping across Grave to get in church.
Yeah, we're on a match point now, and Samuel G just opening this round up with a great kill onto Rejects. I was going to say it's about positioning, but it's about his shot. Actually, Fuckerman turns on Fancy, and Mylan gets his frag just like that. Thought this was going to go to Envictus, but they are putting up quite a fight. Fuckerman can't find his kill as Niels and the rest of his team are just kind of joining together to get these frags, and it's a 2v2, split up our leisure. We do have, I believe, Mylan playing up in Cinema, and they're just kind of stuck here. I really like this aggressive position that Headbanger is at.
Yeah, I would like to see him try and get these frags, but he is playing this very smart. He's just waiting for the push. Right. He knows that they're there. They have to go towards B, which Mylan, of course, is watching the angle. He knows they haven't crossed to B again, so he knows he's roughly in this area. And it's just a waiting game at this point.
Yeah, Headbanger sees the back Cinema opening just from the angle he's playing, so that elects Niels to play so aggressively up here and take this off angle kind of awkwardly that you wouldn't normally expose yourself to. But that being said, the smoke comes out, and Headbanger is still playing in this position, so be able to get one. Gets the first, keeps spraying, and can't quite find the kill, getting taken very low. And Niels knows he needs to find his kill, but doesn't know that he's close. Headbanger with a great kill, keeping them in this, and just a huge round coming out from him. Only 2 frags in it, and they both come with only 30 seconds left in the round, but just the positioning alone, letting Mylan play that aggressively in Cinema with such an off angle, and just the information gained from him for his teammate just kind of saves his own life there. So really well done. Yeah,
really well played there from Leisure. Headbanging, of course. Great work in the end there, getting that kill, and then fell back, got a better position, and repeating, getting that final kill. Mylan, of course, a key part of that, the fact that he was just watching that angle. And now the economy slightly better for Leisure now.
Going to get quick into this couch and half wall position again. Not too many nades. One does come out and actually gets wall banged. Must have been very lit from the nade. And they're all sitting at this couch area. It looks like they were going to try to take B, but when Samuel went down, they decided not to. Fancy needs to win this gunfight, otherwise they're never going to get this Cinema control. Not sure he's going to peek close. Does see him, but no. Mylan gets the frag. Not able to get enough headshots. He's on only a sliver of health there, so important win, and he does get it. And Envictus kind of look like they're slowing down here a little bit. Not sure where they want to go with this bomb. They've tried B 2 times in a row, and it hasn't worked, but starting to walk over towards this A area. They got to realize if they're not hearing much that it's probably going to be an A hit. So up to Headbangery once again over there at that mud to spot them as they come up.
Reese trying his best to try and get that frag onto Sus, but Sus is just playing elusive, trying to bait people in, trying to get close so he can use that shotgun to advantage. But Mylan getting that frag on Sus. Now it's up to Rejects, who does pull, but Headbangery straight away getting the frag onto Nils, and Reese finishing it off. And they're slowly closing the gap to try and get this into OT.
Yeah, no bomb, and Envictus is pretty poor now.
Yeah. But at some point, you got to see Envictus just getting that one round out of these last few, because while Leisure has been stepping up massively in these last few rounds, you can see that the gas will eventually run out.
Right. And even if it doesn't, then they're just essentially getting themselves to overtime.
Yeah.
They're already fighting an uphill battle just to get on even playing terms. And yeah, as you were saying, Leisure, gets a big hit marker there through the smoke, but can't quite figure that kill onto Fancy. And yeah, you got to think that Envictus can just push something together and try to entry onto a site. Nothing fancy, just kind of go through smokes or get bombed down and hope for a good post plant. But they're playing pretty slowly still. Samuel G getting that kill onto Reese, and Niels otherwise onto Samuel G. So B site is open, up to Rejects here in a 1v3 on site. Going to try to walk through and can't find the kill. They must have heard him. Niels jumps through and finds him. Headbangery trying to come through as well, and they just can't quite close it out. It was a valiant effort, but
yeah,